Hi, my name is Tom Richards. I'm a trainer with Active Core located at Yoga Stream in Princeton. I'd like to talk about 6 things about kettlebell preparedness and progressing through. Number 1 is safety, and that's going to carry through the whole thing. So safety is that you stay in a movement until you own it and master it. That said, let's go into number 1 about the actual movements. Breathing, both diaphragmatic and biomechanical. We'll address those as I get into the drills. But number 1, to cue proper breathing, we'll use the floor as help. And when you lay down, you're going to see there's some space beneath your back. Take your fingers and don't be shy. Dig under your rib cage. Now, I'd like you to breathe below your fingers. And as you exhale, you're pushing your back to the ground, and that's going to force your fingers out. So that took away that rib flare, flatten your stomach out. So you can go through a couple renditions of that. Number 2, we're going to look at the hip hinge. So to get right into that, we're going to use this pole for 3 points of contact. Watching me from behind, you see where I've got this at my sacrum, between my shoulder blades, and the back of my head. So in order to maintain a proper hip hinge, those 3 points have to stay in contact. And if you see what's happening here too, ankles hardly move, knees stay over the ankles, hips hinge back, and my core stays engaged, so I just did that great drill. That is the hip hinge for a deadlift. Now, we're going to take that and make it ballistic going into the swing. But let's see what the deadlift looks like first. Now this exposes your back. So what we're going to do is we're going to approach and step over the bell, right between your ankles. That's going to load the weight straight before you, and it's going to aid you in pushing your hips back rather than bending over. So this is what this looks like. And when you get down there, remember that breathing drill, tense your stomach. And a real important thing here is shoulders come off the ears. So you're actually going to bend that kettlebell. Grip the ground with your feet, create tension. This is 53 pounds. I want you to treat it like it's 250 pounds. Inhale, fill that stomach like you did at the beginning. And as you come up, embrace. Shoulders back and down, creating a shelf. And return it the same way you picked it up with the same kind of intention. Hips go back, that bell goes straight down to the ground, shoulders stay back. And now, you're done with the exercise. Don't finish until you're actually unloaded and standing back up. So, before we go to the swing, what does the top of the swing look like? We need to maintain our tension throughout this movement. We're about to go ballistic. So let's look at the plank. This is the top of your swing, not this. So we addressed core tightening. So it's happening right here. I cannot push my fingers in. I've got the swing or deadlift stance here, and my shoulders are up. They're pulled back and down. So you may need to own this position before you're ready to do this at a high speed and high velocity. Glutes are engaged, stomach is short. So the typical lower cross syndrome where these two don't work together, and the same thing where front and back don't work together. So you may spend some time doing that. Then let's look at the swing. You've got to earn the right for this. Difference with the swing than a deadlift, we're going to be behind the bell because we're going to hike it, but not too far. Initially, you're trying to work on your mobility. So we're going to grab that bell, we're going to lean it back, we're going to bend the bar. So watch what happens. Shoulders forward, shoulders go back. That core tightens up, grip that ground, and this is where the biomechanic breathing comes into. I want to inhale right when I hike to aid my spine and those internal organs in stabilization. So it's going to be a So we're gonna watch that again. So I want you to see how we get the float. And I don't move my hips until that bell gets right there. And that's when I do the quick inhale, because I want to be tight, and then the thrust, and then where you use that last little burst of air to create tension and thrust forward. So here we go, all together. And once again, set the bell down the way you picked it up. Let go. Come on up. So great high reward program, high risk as well. Own each step of the way. Don't jump ahead. Again, Tom from Active Core, located at Yoga Stream in Princeton.